just think you can flap your yap. No cap, yo, we looking at the facts and stats. Second city gritty to across the map. Put your cleats on your feet while we run some laps. Buckle up your seat while we have some chats. Who the GOAT on the court, pictures and running backs. Plug in your jacks and you're whipping your phone. Shalom, let's get it on, just a set in the tone. Yeah.
Welcome to everybody to the Setting the Tone podcast. It's your man Tone here. We're about to set it off once again during this off season, and we're going to talk about our different. We're talking about our different Bears rooms each week. Today's episode is going to be the tight ends, and I got my man J Mac with me here once again. I'm gonna have him lead us off with the tight ends. But before we do that, everybody, why don't you hit the like and subscribe button and tell a friend
Right
and tell a
on.
friend. All right.
Right on. There
So
we go.
J Mac, what's up with you, man?
And it's another day in paradise out here in Bear Land. Waiting to get some football started. We got OTAs showing up here real soon, so that'll give us something out there in pads and helmet, not pads and helmet, but shorts and helmets, running around in their underoos, so we finally get to see some football on the field. But just to kick this off with the tight ends, we're gonna start down low on the totem pole, which is we're gonna go with Stephen Carlson, this 8-year vet in the NFL, his fourth with the Bears, originally signed as a UDFA in Cleveland. He spent most of his time here on the practice squad. Haven't really seen much time on the main roster, besides for a snap here or there and special teams. At this point, I continue to see him as a camp body to go out there and provide some competition for the tight end room, and to provide some depth in the special teams room. So that's how I see Stephen Carlson. What do you got?
I just see him as a player that we might use, his versatility as far as blocking and experience, but I don't really see him getting much tick. He's probably fourth on the depth chart, practice squad, special team, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, he's been around the building for the past 4 seasons. So only thing I can see is practice squad for him after 8 seasons of being in the NFL with the Bears, and rarely seeing the field and only on special teams. So I view him as a practice squad, a camp body. Like you said, a tight
Why you
end
start with
4.
him, man?
Cause that's the I don't want to lead up talking about the because we have a short list anyways. We weed through the people that's not going to be doing shit. That way we can focus more on the back half with the starters and people that's really going to contribute. So we weed out the people that ain't going to contribute to the team. That's how I'm looking at it. Which would lead us to the next one, who also was just on the practice squad. Like I said, we want to weed through these guys. I don't think they're going to see any time on the field, and
Yeah,
most
they
of
ain't
these
even worth
guys are
talking
going.
about leading off with. But go ahead.
Right, but at the same time, they on the squad, and we just want to see what the tight end room look like. And this next one, he got something to his name. I don't want to butcher his first name, but Kadir Ismail, the nephew of the Rocket, the son of the what's the other not the Rocket, but his brother. He's a
I don't
former
even have him on my
receiver.
list. You got this.
He's a former receiver with the body frame of Colston Loveland.
Okay.
So that's how I see he fits in the roster. Having a body type like Colston Loveland, a former receiver, 6'5", 230 pounds. I think he'll be a converted tight end. He'll convert to tight end from receiver. And I just think that's how he fits into Ben Johnson's scheme of things,
So
having a
he's a
second
he's
body.
a tight end, or is he a receiver?
He's a receiver, but they have him listed as a tight end. So
Okay.
I think in position flexibility,
Okay.
but I think he'll be seen if he makes the roster or even stay on the practice squad. I think he'll be seen as a backup behind Colston Loveland because they got the same body type. And there's no other tight end on the roster that has a body type like Colston Loveland or that can actually fit that profile that
And
Colston Loveland
Steven
has.
Carlson would be a backup behind who? Sam Roush or somebody?
Yeah, I believe he's more on the Sam Roush, um, not a Colston Loveland, but between a Sam Roush and Cole Kmet.
Got it.
And this next one, he's seen time on the field. I only seen him once. He's a practice squad body, in my opinion. He's spent a lot of time on special teams, which is Nikola Kalinic,
Yeah.
Canadian-born tight end, another UDFA. A lot of these guys are UDFAs. That we going through right now. I just see him as a camp body.
Yeah. Practice squad, probably battle for a death spot behind somebody. Death battle. Um, nothing more, nothing less. You know, maybe he'll put up a fight. Maybe he'll take Carlson's spot. Who knows? Maybe he'll take the Ishmael guy spot. Who knows? But if he has a spot,
Right, right,
you know what
right.
I mean. But
And then
un- got a question for these three you just mentioned, the underrated, under the radar tight ends. Which one makes the roster?
not yet. That's my next one.
What's your next
That's my
what?
next one. The next guy that we're gonna talk about of the UDFAs.
My bad.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, we hadn't got there yet because this guy is Hayden Large, a UDFA out of Iowa, who Ben personally reached out to when they got ready to bring
Hey,
in the
speak up. Who you say?
UDFAs.
I couldn't hear his name.
Hayden Large,
Okay, I don't know him.
and he's also someone that Logan Jones spoke about. That he's a hard worker um, and a damn good blocker. And right now, I see him as a tight end fullback hybrid, doing a lot of motion. He can sneak out into the flat or into the backfield, doing play action. I think Ben has a role for this cat, and this is the UDFA that I think that'll make the team out of the four that we've talked about so far. I
Mm,
believe this guy has a inside track to the team because Ben Johnson has a vision for him. And you know how Ben Johnson likes to move around these tight ends and put everybody in motion.
yeah.
But at Iowa, he was mainly used as a blocking back. But in his 3 years at Dort, he was considered mostly he was a receiving tight end.
His 3 years
So he
where?
had at Dort University.
Okay.
So in his first 3 years there, he was more receiving. But when he got to Iowa, he became more of a inline blocker. Um, like I said, a hybrid tight end, fullback, able to motion, move around the offense. The only problem is just you just saw him with 8 catches and for some change. you didn't see him too much in a passing game. But his 3 years at Dordt, to me, shows that he got good hands and that he can catch the ball when he's targeted. In his 3 years at Dordt, he had 62 catches for 950 yards and 12 tutties. So I think the guy got some good hands. He just wasn't used in Iowa as far as a receiving um, tight end or fullback.
Okay.
So as I said, of these undrafted free agents, I think he has an inside track. Excuse me. I think he has an inside track to actually make the roster.
How many tight ends we keeping, you think?
I think 4.
On the
I
active
think
roster?
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ben has this affinity for tight ends, especially after he coached them down in Miami. It's like he has this big vision for tight ends where he loves tight ends. He loves to feature them.
Okay. So he gonna get
So
that final spot. You feel like
in the tight end room,
we lost
yeah.
Durham Smythe to the Ravens. So you think this
Hmm.
guy will take that final spot?
Yeah. Because I think eventually we're gonna move on from Cole Kmet. So we gotta, get the guys coached up that Ben feels like will fill that roster spot. And right now, mostly Cole is an inline tight end the way he's doing a lot of blocking and motion. And that's a possibility. That's where Large could fit in. Um, Large or possibly Roush could fit into that spot once they shave Kmet's salary.
Okay.
So with that leads us into the third round pick this year. Sam Roush picking the third round, the 69th pick. And since we know about him a little bit, I'm gonna let you lead off with that.
Sam
See what you
Roush,
got on Mr. Roush.
third round pick from I forget what school he's from. Iowa. What school was he
Uh,
from?
Stanford.
Don't matter. He on the Bears now. But I thought it was
Yeah,
a
Stanford.
wasted pick. My opinion.
Okay.
Uh, he
Ain't no harm
he's
in that.
projected to be one of those blocking tight ends. They say he don't have an arm length. His receiving tape is okay, but we got big body tight ends. We got big time tight ends out there. Uh, and Kmet and Colston Loveland, but Roush should be using our 13 personnel um, mostly, which Ben Johnson, I think we'll lean more into that now that we have Roush. We were one of the top teams in 13, I believe. We weren't the top. I think that was the Rams. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so I wasn't impressed when I watched his little tape. So we're gonna see
Right
what he
on.
could do. He probably got the spot. We don't have Smythe anymore, so it's probably his spot to take.
Okay. Okay.
I ain't really got yeah, he ain't shown me nothing. I ain't seen nothing impressive. I'm not impressed.
that's
I
that's
don't want to shit on him until he makes him do some NFL stuff, but on his college
right.
tape, I'm not impressed.
Right. I was just gonna add to that because right now he hasn't done anything on the field, so we don't have much tape on him as far as in the NFL. What he can do at the NFL level. So at this moment, only thing we got to go by is the tape in college, and it didn't look all that impressive.
Not at all.
And to me, what got my attention is when BJ harped on the drops that we had throughout the season as a team. And then you go out and get a guy who had 7 drops last season. So it's like, what are we doing here? I mean,
Right.
but
They hope they ain't throwing the ball to him.
yeah, but I guess what they saw in rookie minicamp and what they saw on paper, his explosiveness, I guess that kind of evens it out with the 7 drops. But hopefully he'll clean that up, especially if he gets targeted more in his rookie season than last year. So I'm really hoping he cleans up those drops because that's quite a bit. That will actually tie for the lead on the team with with Zacchaeus. No, with Manungai as far as drops. So I think our
I
tight
wonder if they
end
count
will be
drops
sure-handed.
differently though on the college level than they do in the NFL, because the way they count the drops in the NFL, ain't no way Rome is not the team leader. But go ahead.
I second that. I mean, but that's true though. How do they actually count the drops? As far as on a college level, because we talked about this at nauseum. With Rome needing to catch the ball. So how do they actually come up with that statistic? What do they
Man.
consider drops? If it hits your hands, is that a drop? Or if you don't reach fully and it's just out of your reach, do they consider that a drop? Or how does that work? What do you think? Because to me, 7 drops is quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm surprised they drafted him, period. And then when you add that to the equation, I'm just like trying to understand what was the reason for picking him that high. Like he would have been around he'd have been there in the next round,
Right?
you know.
Because me personally, I don't think his blocking. I understand he's a good, strong blocker, but I don't think that warrant a pick at 69.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. You okay, you good blocker, but we would probably be better with a good blocking tight end with the third round pick. Or I mean, not at the tight end, a tackle, or even a defensive lineman at the third round pick. Then if that's all you can do well is block from the tight end
Yeah,
position. I just don't like the pick at all. Thought it was some BS. And I see other podcasts and they trying to hype up the pick, and I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see the hype for the third round. Third round to me is a fringe starter or a starter. You know,
yeah. But
not no
well,
not no project. Well, maybe we can get him to catch or something like that, or one dimensional. All he can do is block at the tight end spot. Nah, third round is a starter in my eyes. But that's the round that
but
polls always flop in. So we're gonna see.
but I think just to add to that, I think they grooming the next guy to take over for Cole Kmet because I see him more as an inline tight end like Kmet is. And
This
you
is where
get
our philosophies differ. You think they're grooming them, and I'm saying they need pieces right now, not a
yeah,
piece down the road.
yeah. But this is Ben Johnson's vision, not ours. And Ben Johnson, we know that this offense has taken off and scored some points. And this offense is actually what carried the team last season. So at this moment, where with everybody's complaining about the pass rush and not having a pass rush, we have to trust Ben Johnson's vision with this offense. And we're going to have to ride the offense, whether we like the pick of Sam Roush or not. I think,
So, at what point during the season can we voice our complaints? What week? When
um, I think after week 8 in the middle of the season, but I mean, we might have to wait until we see Ben Johnson's vision for some of these players that we have questions about.
is Ben Johnson trying to win this year or next year?
Well, if he going off last year's success, he can win. Period. He can win this year
Okay, so
and next year.
if we're struggling on defense at midseason because and he didn't pick a defensive lineman, he picked a tight end that's only good at blocking, then we at midseason, if our defense is struggling, we can complain then. We don't have to
Yeah,
wait another year for Roush to get better because the defense ain't better.
right. That's why I say about in the middle of the season, about week
But you
8,
also were about to say,
week
well, we
9.
gotta wait till this develop. We ain't gotta wait for him to
No, no,
develop.
no, no, no. What I was about to say was wait till it developed like last season, because when those guys took off last season, it began in the middle of the season, and then
Dog,
you
we should have
actually
a slow start. We shouldn't have a slow start in the system. Second year in the system. If we gotta
yeah,
wait
you
to
never
week 8 every year for for us to look good, that's a coaching problem.
no. Well, okay, but we talking about two different players. We talking about a rookie tight end right now,
No, I ain't talking
trying to
about
get
him. We talking about Ben Johnson. We ain't talking about Roush because we're not
okay.
expecting Roush. He's a developmental piece in your eyes. We talking about the offense picking Roush instead of the defensive line. We talking about the team taking off. Roush ain't gonna be the
hmm
reason the team not take off. He's not gonna be the reason. He's
But
he
he's going to be on the field for most of that, especially in 12 or
he won't be the
13
reason the team
personnel.
don't take off though. He won't be the
No,
reason. We
no.
got too much talent on the field. We got a coach. He would not be the reason the team don't take off. He can't be the problem. One tight end, the third tight end is not going to be the reason the team don't take off. I'm sorry, I'll have to disagree with that.
Mm, I don't. There's no pushback for me, but I'm not saying that the tight end is going to be the reason. I'm talking about the player himself. I ain't talking about the tight end. I'm just talking about Roush.
Yeah,
In
but
order
we
to
have,
see,
but I had elude, I had not elude, I had brought up the fact that we picked a tight end and we needed
hmm
defense, and you was like, well, let's wait till middle of the season to see where we at before you can complain about him. And I was like, fine, but if we look the same, or we look worse than last season, then we should not have to wait till the middle of the season for the team to look good because we've been in the system already. That's all I'm saying.
right, and I totally agree. But I'm just going off the player himself, just Roush,
Yeah, but we
just to
started
see
talking
where
about
he
something
looks.
else besides Roush, didn't we? We were holding this
Yeah, but
conversation together.
yeah, yeah. You
So
you you went
let's.
there.
But you
You
was
went
talking
there
to me
talking
about
about
it.
the
Were you not
defense.
talking to me? You were talking to
Yeah,
me, right? You don't want
yeah.
to talk about that though. You just want to stay on Roush.
Talking about right, exactly, because we talking about the tight end room.
But it still affects the whole team. But go ahead, go ahead. This your
No,
episode.
no, not saying. Only thing I'm saying is we gotta, in order to see how Roush would fit with the team. We don't know what the defense is doing right now because we gotta wait for coaching. Coaching needs to be better. So we already know what we got on the offensive side of the ball. And defense, we gotta wait for coaching to catch up. Now, even if you got
But
went out, even if you went out and got even if you went out and got the defensive end and the defensive end still don't produce and still don't coaching, or did you pick the wrong defensive end, or you're gonna have questions about that defensive end in the third round. So we don't have that defensive end, so we might as well just critique what we got, and that'll be Sam Roush for the third round. That's the only thing I'm saying. We just critique the player because we got him as
right,
much as
and
we
all
wanted
I
to.
was saying was it was a bad pick. We could have gotten a defensive lineman.
And right,
It was a
because we all wanted one. We
right. It
all
was
wanted a
we
defensive
don't want a
end.
tight end that's a third round. That's going to be the third tight end on the depth chart, and a third round pick should be a starter or battling for a starting position. He's not going to be battling for a starting position on his team. Um, he's not going to help us on the defensive line. That's why I would say I didn't like the pick. It was to me it was too high of a pick for Roush. He could have went in the next round, and we gonna see.
Yeah. I mean, I have no pushback. I totally agree, but at this moment, we got him. So we got him. And I mean, we can't send his ass back to Stanford and get the pick back. I mean, that would have been nice to go out there and grab a defensive end because we all know I wanted Zion Young or possibly Gabe Yakis. Even Danny Sutton. But I mean, we can't harp on what we ain't got. Unfortunately,
All right.
we
Good luck,
wanted
Sam Roush. Hope you see the
that.
field.
Right. Yeah, but at the same time, again, they might be grooming him to take the Cole Kmet spot, to take Cole Kmet position next season. Because I really believe that they're going to move on from Cole Kmet um, after this year.
Man, I
But
wish we
that's
was
just my
drafting for this season and not next season.
yeah. I agree, but yeah, not my call.
I ain't
So
saying it's your call. I'm not putting no blame on you. Why you say that? Not my call.
yeah, because I mean,
I talk about our team. I wish we were drafting for next season. Why would I say it's not? You not Pose? I know you
today
not
I am.
Pose. You
Today I
not.
want to be posed.
You
Let's
not.
go back into let's let's go back into the draft time warp and change some
I know
picks.
it's not your call. You are not Pose, brother.
As a matter of fact, let's go back to 2022 when he drafted what's that, the third pick again? The
Velus
third round
Jones.
pick. Yeah. I go another third round pick that we questioned.
Go back to that one.
Yeah. So with what we got, 4 tight ends down. Let's talk about Mr. Colston Loveland. Mr. Run one drop on the season. The number 10 pick last year, who everybody frowned up and thought, well, why the fuck do we need a tight end when we got Cole Kmet?
Why do we
Why did
need
they
one at number
draft him and
10?
not Warren? Right. And you saw Ben's vision come to fruition during that Cincinnati game. The kid couldn't be stopped. He scored his first touchdown and the game-winning touchdown in that game. That was a career game for him. And from that moment on, that kid took off. And you saw Ben's vision that he had for Colston Loveland. And I was very impressed with the kid after that.
Yeah, I'm on the bandwagon now. But
Right
that was a
on.
steep pick at number 10 at the
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
And I think for Ben, he's gonna be a matchup nightmare for the opposing defense. Because he can be bigger than safeties. He's faster than linebackers. He's even bigger than corners.
I mean,
So
he's the most dangerous tight end on the roster. It's simple as that.
yeah, yeah.
Simple as that.
Uh,
He's an elite route runner. He's dangerous after the catch. You can split him out wide. He's a matchup problem for linebackers, like you said. You know,
so let me ask you this question real quick. Do you think he's the center? I mean, I think his production from what we saw last year, I think we're gonna see him build on that. And I think the sky's the limit for this kid. Do you
is he
think
more?
he'll be? Say
Go
that
ahead.
again.
Go ahead. Finish your thought, brother.
No, I mean because I might be touching off with something that you was about to say.
So go ahead and finish your thought, so I won't have to say it.
Okay. Do you think he'll be the centerpiece of BJ's offense?
Yes, I think he will be the centerpiece. I think the well. Let me slow down. I think the running game is the centerpiece of the offense. I
Okay.
think the running. I think when it comes to the passing game, he will be the centerpiece of the offense. But
In
overall,
the
the running
passing
game is the
game.
centerpiece of the offense. But when we passing the ball, Colston Loveland, if he's not, he should be the centerpiece of the passing game. Um, he has the best hands on the team. He has the
Mm-hmm.
mismatch all over the field. He's a great route runner, like I said. I, he already proved him last season with his hands, his after the catch runs. that, hey, he's dangerous. He's dangerous.
Yeah, especially in that
Draw up the
Cincinnati game.
offense for him, man. Draw it up for him. My question was going to be, is he more Travis Kelce or more Sam LaPorta style?
Um, I think he'd be either combination of both because he can.
Not more of either one.
Nah, I mean he's yeah. I see. Okay, I'll lean a little bit more toward LaPorta than
Okay.
Kelsey, as more toward a receiving tight end who can actually block his ass off, and you saw that as well, him blocking his ass off last season. But as far as I would give his comp to LaPorta, more of a receiving tight end,
I
and
also think.
I can
Go ahead.
go
Sorry, I
ahead.
thought you were finished.
Nah, go ahead. I was just gonna add on.
Finish. Finish your thought, brother.
Nah, I done lost it.
So I was going to say, I think he'll be tight end one, and he'll lead the tight ends in targets by
Okay,
midseason. Yeah.
pretty much. Because I mean, just look at his catches. He had 60 targets last season for 58 catches. 60 targets, 58 catches, one drop. So anytime that ball go in his vicinity, you can say that it's a catch. You can rack it up as a catch. 713 yards receiving, 6 tutties. Yeah, I see this tight end room growing next year. I really do.
Okay. So I got a couple questions I want to ask you if you don't mind.
If I can answer,
Better long term bear, Loveland or Adunze?
Loveland.
Does Loveland lead the tight ends in touchdowns this season?
Yep,
Do you
yep.
think um this tight end is the best tight end room in the NFC North?
Yeah, if they actually utilize them all, I think so. Because you got some damn good blocking tight ends and you got some damn good receiving tight ends. I think people forget about Cole Kmet, as a receiving tight end.
Hmm.
So I for some reason I think people are going to be quiet on him. Um, while we're talking about him, just go ahead and throw him out there. The longest tenure bear on a roster, the homegrown tight end Cole Kmet, the 7-year vet, uh, top 2 in receptions, uh, receiving yards, and touchdowns as far as tight ends. So, um, my personal opinion, with you saying that do we have the best tight end room in the NFC, in the NFC North? I
Right.
can see our tight end room actually getting maybe 100 and between 100 to 125 catches and about 1,200 yards receiving with 10 touchdowns
Mm,
for the whole tight end room.
I can see
I
that.
think that
I can see that.
yeah, I think this tight end room is going to take off. I can really see this tight end room taking off this year. And like you said, with Colston Loveland leading the charge, I can see Kmet getting 30 to 40 catches. I can see some catches for Roush. I can see some catches for Large. And we might see 4 fucking tight ends on the field at once.
Foe.
You never, yeah, you never know with Ben Johnson
Has he done
because
that before? Have you seen him on tape doing that?
I don't know. No, I haven't.
Okay.
But
Why you say
but
foe?
because they all got different skill sets, but at the same time they all can run out on routes and they can catch.
So Colston is not Colston. Cole Kmet is probably the more versatile of the tight ends. He can be an inline tight end. He can block and he can receive. You know, um,
I don't know. I'm leaning more toward Colston because I
we use
think
him on
Colston.
inline. Yeah, more than
Yeah,
Cole
'cause
Kmet. Okay,
because I've seen them use him in line.
I ain't saying we
The
don't use
one
him. I'm just saying that I think they rely on Cole more in that area.
right. Yeah, I agree with. I don't disagree with that, but it's
He might
just
be a little better
it
at
was
that. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know. It's just that it's just one play that sticks out for me with
Hmm.
Loveland. It was that against the Browns. They had him in line, and he blasted Garrett, put him on his ass.
Okay, I
So
remember the play. Yeah.
yeah, so if you can do that, I think I give him the more versatility than Cole Kmet.
Hmm.
And I don't think Garrett was expecting that and just blew him the fuck up.
So for the Bears tight end duos, you think this is the best duo we had at tight end with the Loveland and Komet?
Yeah, because you got Loveland in his second year, his second year in BJ's offense, his second year in the league, so he knows a little bit more what to expect. Um, yeah, I just think we got some really good really good pass catching tight ends, and since the emergence of Loveland, people are going to sleep on Komet again. They're going to forget about his previous production. They're going to forget about his previous hands. And I think that's going to open up. I believe that's going to open up things for the tight end rooms and also the receivers.
Yeah, I mean, I like our tight end room, especially under Ben Johnson, because he knows how to maximize the creativity of the tight ends.
Right,
Unlike the Luke Getzey and Shane Waldron era, they really, they rarely, use creativity for the tight ends.
right, right,
you
right.
know, Ben gonna
That's
give you
why I say
multiple
Ben.
looks at tight end.
hmm That's why I say Ben has this affinity for tight ends, and they're gonna get featured in the offense, and they're gonna get some targets. They're gonna get some targets.
This probably the
But
the best room we had since your boy Mike Martz was our coach. We had Greg Olson.
yeah, but he got rid of Olsen.
He
I didn't
did.
understand that. He got rid of
Nobody
Olsen, and
understood
Olsen,
that.
yeah, Olsen was a pretty goddamn good tight end, and
He could. Yeah.
you get rid of him. And I
Nobody
thought
understood
Marks
that.
was say that again.
So nobody understood that.
No, and and on top of that, I thought Marks was good for
Hmm.
dialing up plays for the tight ends. Or was that mainly his two outside receivers that
I thought he was
and
the tight end guru too.
okay. Well, or is it him or was it Gates that I'm thinking about?
Adam Gase.
Because if I'm mistaken, he used the tight ends as well in Denver, and he got here and looked like shit.
Yeah.
And come think about it, all them motherfuckers look like shit once they got here.
Hey man, we got an offensive coach that's not afraid and that's creative. You know what I'm saying? So it's a
That's
different
good.
look.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And
And
we've
he
had
takes his
we've had
offense serious,
yeah.
and you can clearly see like some folks keep saying he has a vision for the guys that he got. So I want to see this vision that he has for Sam Roush. I want to see this vision that he has for Hayden Large, and I just want to see how they get used. And I don't think we'll see much of that during the preseason. I think he'll probably save some of that for the when the season starts.
Yeah, I don't care about the vision for those guys. What's your vision for Komet and Loveland? You know what I'm saying? Komet is very durable. He rarely misses a game or play. You know,
hmm
he's also improved as a blocker since he's been here the 7 seasons. And he's produced. despite us having unstable coaching. Cole
and
Kmet has always produced.
and unstable quarterback play.
Yeah, and he's always came through. He's always produced. So
Yeah,
I appreciate him being here. Although I think he'll get surpassed by Loveland, he's still an important piece to that room, to that tight end room. He might be at his ceiling, but if this is his ceiling, it's still good for a number 2 tight end. You know,
yeah.
he might be overpaid, but he's still good for his role. You know, he does the
I
dirty
wouldn't. I
work.
would, right. I mean, with a homegrown talent, and he's been here, you know, since day one. I, overpay him because he's the damn, I can't find a word. I think he's the veteran in your tight end room that your other tight ends can look up to do things the right way.
Right,
Um, I think he's like what DJ was to the receivers, but I think Kmet is more of a leader in that sense, in leading by example, with showing those the younger tight ends and how it should be done in the NFL. So I think he's a very good veteran leader for that tight end room with the rest of these kids that's coming in the NFL. And you just look at it, they all are kids with the exception of Stephen Carlson.
right. So with that being said, you think trading him after this season makes sense?
After this season, they'll they'll it depends on the maturity of the maturation of Stephen Roush, Sam Roush.
Right, I heard you saying, yeah.
Yeah,
So
if
if
he go ahead.
if Roush is up to par, bye bye Komet.
Yeah, I really do think so. I was hoping he'd stick around and play out his contract, but yeah, that's the unfortunate part. I'd rather see homegrown talent stay, but he might be a cap casualty next year. That's the only problem. He might be a cap casualty. I'd love
Okay.
to see him stay. I'd love to see that veteran leadership stay
So
in within.
I brought up his ceiling. Do you think he's reached his ceiling, or you think he got some more? You think he can get higher?
You can probably get higher if you target him more,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't. My
So what
personal
I mean
opinion.
is is his hands are as good as they get? Is his route running as good as they get? Is his blocking as good as it gets? The targeting more, that's on the quarterback and the coaching calling the plays. But everything, his personal development, is this his ceiling?
I think so
Okay.
because I don't think he ever had a problem with his hands. He wasn't too bad with drops. It, that has continued on even with Caleb at the helm. Not too many drops.
Run
For
after the
his
catch. Mm,
right. I mean, he'll still lower his head and hit you and try to knock you over, but he ain't running too much after the catch anyways.
yeah. What I noticed last season that was different from previous seasons was previous season you hit Komet one time, he falling.
Yeah,
Last season you hit him, not every time. He has some more juice left. He'll stay on his feet. He
right,
had better balance, contact
right,
balance.
right.
So I like that he improved in that area. Because before I was like,
I
damn, one hit Cole, you a big dude. That's all it take.
because I damn, just losing thoughts. Never mind. It was about Komet, and
We
I
was
done
talking
lost
about
it.
Komet too. How you forget it?
Yeah, and I'm gonna lose. It probably won't come up until after the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
So
you gonna be in the group message. Oh yeah, I forgot this and this and
right,
that.
always I have it in my notes and then forget, and you be sitting there staring at it and then still forget to put it out. So
Yeah,
it'll come up.
but yeah, Komet, he's never played in a truly elite offensive system until now. So we might get to see him take new heights, go new heights. So
Okay, I
hopefully,
I I, I got the thought now. since you brought it back up, I think last season he was used more as a possession tight end.
Mm-hmm.
For grabbing first downs and getting for sure yards, and not so much run after the catch. So that's probably why we didn't see much of it last season, run after the catch from Cole, because I think he was used more as a possession type receiver. So yeah,
Yeah, but I just know
that's
his
the thought that I
history.
lost.
I just know his history ain't been great as a run after the catch.
No,
But
no,
yeah.
no. Just go back just remember his best season came with JF1. What,
Mm-hmm.
73 catches, 700 plus yards, 6 touchdowns. I mean, he ain't produced a season like that since.
Yeah.
But that was 2 seasons ago. So I really do believe if given the targets, he'll still come down with the catches.
Yeah,
But he
his
won't be.
hands are good. I just
Yeah,
only thing I was always like once he got contact, he wasn't shit.
true, true. I think last season he showed a little bit more,
That's what I
like
said.
you
Yeah,
said,
last year he showed
contact
something.
balance a lot
Yeah,
more. So yeah, I agree with that.
yeah,
but again, I'm just looking for the tight end room to actually build on what they did last season, and with BJ's affinity for tight ends. uh, I, I w- I don't know. You can mark my words this year. Right now, at this moment, I predict we're gonna see 4 tight ends on the field at once.
okay. Well, what I'm looking forward to in Ben Johnson's system is 12 and 13 personnel, play action with our tight ends out there, tight end
Hmm.
motion,
Hmm.
attack in the middle of the field with the tight ends, tight end screen. You know, I I I
Okay,
I, I look to see more of that in the second year. Guys are comfortable. The two tight ends that are going to get the most time, they're going to be comfortable. I like to see
right on.
more of that from the yeah under the Ben Johnson regime.
Yeah, 'cause I'm really anxious to see what he got schemed up for Hayden Large. I'm just anxious because anytime you go out and single him out, make the phone call after all the undrafted free agents are signed and everything, and you specifically go out and get him. I want to see what you got planned for
How many tight end? I
him.
mean tight ends. How many touchdowns did the tight end room have last season? Do you know?
I think 8,
So you think
because Cole had 2, Loveland had 6, and we know Smythe didn't. He only had a few catches, and they wasn't for touchdowns.
we can get to 10 or 15 in that room?
I think we're gonna get to 10. I think we're gonna get 10 easily. Now,
Does
who gets the 10? I don't know. But I think that
right?
whole tight end room, we're gonna get 10.
Okay. Does
Now,
having this tight end room help Caleb from avoiding hero ball? Now he
yeah,
can just
if
get
he
it out to
checks the
them.
ball down quicker to his check down receivers, yeah. And I think there was a couple of interviews out there with JT Barrett saying if those are some of the yardage and catches that we missed last season. Caleb not hitting his check downs, or not
Right.
hitting his check downs fast enough. So once you go through your progression, and instead of sitting there holding the ball, wait for the first, second, and third to go through, just instantly go down to your check down, and you can do that quicker. Checking it
Facts.
down to your tight ends or your backs.
I think we got to use them in the red zone for sure.
Yeah,
They're big
because
bodies.
you got all these tight ends that we have, they're 6'6", 6'5". I think the shortest one would be is Large. He's at 6'4". I think um I think Carlson is at 6'4" as well. But to me, the rest of the big body tight ends that you got on the team, They 6'6" and 6'5". So why you got to take advantage of that height down there in the red zone.
Word. All right. So Roush is our developmental piece.
I think he's gonna
Carlson is our
produce.
veteran reliability. And the other guys is the practice squad, hopefully pushing somebody for that fourth spot, huh?
Carlson, I think he'll. I
No,
think
I'm
he'll be
saying the other
more.
guys. Carlson is the fourth spot, but I'm saying the other guys is pushing him for that spot.
Oh, I my personal opinion, I think one of them younger guys gonna push him out.
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would know. You saying pushing him for the fourth spot.
Right.
I
So
think
he's
they're gonna
probably has
push
the
him
edge
out the
right now,
fourth
right?
spot.
He has the edge, right?
Probably.
So
I think
somebody's going to
so.
be pushing him for that spot,
No, push
whether
him out.
whether they win or
I want
not.
him
They
out.
still pushing him because he has the edge.
I want to push him out because he been here
Okay, but
on
they
the
got to
practice
push him
squad
to
long
get him
enough.
out, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Why
want
you
to see
being
him out.
difficult, man? Why you being
I
difficult?
Hey, it's what we do.
Okay.
It's what we do. Yeah,
At least
but
let it make
not
sense.
yeah. But after 8 years in the league and you still hovering around the practice squad and 4 years on the same team and you barely being able to crack the main roster, and get his ass out of there and get a younger body in there. That's just
Younger
how I
body
look
for the
at it.
sake of younger bodies, or a younger body because he's better.
Younger body because of the sake of younger bodies, he's better, and you can actually develop him.
Got it.
Because obviously, if you got this cat on your practice squad for 4 years and he ain't developed enough to make the main roster, even as special teams, get him pushed and get him out. That's all.
They got to be
Yeah,
better.
just
I don't care if they're
thank
younger.
you,
They got to be better.
thank
Age
you.
don't
Got to
matter.
get better.
If he's still better than you, then keep him on the practice squad because he's going to be reliable. He's got experience that goes a long way
Mm-hmm.
than age.
No,
You could develop another player on the side, but he can't leap him if he ain't better. You know.
right, right. But I want to see you at least got to develop and hit the main roster at some point, right?
Maybe that's his ceiling. His ceiling is
Practice
number four
squad.
tight end. Number four tight end. That's a ceiling. Or maybe the Bears tight end room is just that tough. Maybe if he went to another team, a lesser team that don't have a tight end room like the Bears, maybe he gets to be number three. I don't know.
How far
We
do
seen players
UDFA's
we
go?
seen players lead the Bears and get more tick. What was that? What was that old boy last year? Our offensive lineman. Um, they got some tick. I can't think of his name.
Offensive line.
Yeah,
You talking
offensive
about
lineman.
Lucas Pat? Yeah, this is a lot of trash. I even have to throw my boy Tevin Jenkins in there. He got some
Not
tick
Jenkins.
too.
It was the other boy. It was the other boy
Lucas
that got
Patrick.
drafted. No, he got
Oh,
drafted.
da 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 da.
Him.
Larry Borum.
Borum got some tick. He couldn't get off the
Yeah,
bench with the Bears. So, maybe Carlson's situation.
yeah. He in Detroit now.
Yeah,
Yeah, he in
Borum.
Detroit now. Let's see if he gets some tick up there.
I hope so.
And
That mean they
yeah,
ain't shit.
right,
If he getting tick, that mean they ain't shit. I
and
hope he gets.
hopefully Dio can apply some pressure against him. And instead of kicking inside, hopefully we get Dio to apply some pressure and get a couple of sacks.
Hey, get the
When
sacks
is he
from where we
expected
can.
back?
Man, get the
Yeah,
pressure from where we can. But yeah,
right. When is he expected back? Is he going to
I
be
don't
ready for the
know.
start of the season?
I don't. I won't. I wouldn't think so. He had a Achilles tear. That's a whole year.
Yeah, they talking like they're expecting him back soon.
I don't. Man, he ain't gonna be worth nothing.
And
That's an
I don't
Achilles
know.
tear, man.
I don't know. We bitched about them not drafting an end. You think maybe they'll go out and get one?
I hope so. I hope they get a veteran, man. off this free agents wire, because
Because if Dio isn't ready and then Shamar Turner isn't ready, we're gonna need some bodies in camp, and like you said, I prefer a veteran. I prefer a veteran. We're gonna need some. We gonna need a body over there because right now I don't think we got shit, and especially with both of them coming off injury.
yeah. And the fact that they're gonna be coming off injury, they're not gonna be in great condition. They're not gonna know the system as well. They're gonna have to ramp up and get ready and all that. They're rehabbing, they're not conditioning. It's a difference, you know. So
Right, but with their first year in the system last year, it should take them that long to catch up.
maybe not, yeah.
But like they saying, they teaching fundamentals and technique right now, and they both missing out. I don't understand how you can miss. I mean, but
But they injured. That's why they
it's
can miss it. They can't do
they
shit.
no. What I was thinking about is how you lose out on fundamentals and techniques, and as long as you've been in the league or
Yeah, for the veterans,
trying to
they
fit
got no excuse. They got
right.
no excuse at all. For Turner, that's different.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to figure out how they're supposed to coach this up differently. Because obviously the offensive side, they they got the offensive side sold up though.
Yeah.
We ain't worried about the coaches on the offensive
30
side
to
of the ball.
35 points a game because that defense ain't gonna help them. They
Right.
got to put up 30 to
So
35.
yeah, we got to show up their offense. that's why he went out to Roush and Thomas.
The offense was
Yeah.
fine without Roush for Thomas. I promise you. I promise you. We can
We
shore up
got
the
to build for
defense
the
to
future.
we can shore up the defense to complement the offense, so the offense won't have to carry such a heavy load.
We got enough money in that defense. That defense should be
Their own
carrying
money
the
in that
load.
defense.
Right?
Their own money.
Right on. Right on. I agree. We'll get it together.
I don't know.
We'll
They
get it
don't act
together.
like it. They don't act like it. 2 drafts in a row. We needed defensive line presence in those drafts. We ain't do shit.
And then what
Turner, that's it.
Ben said, fuck that defense.
Yeah. He the modern day Mike Martz. Martz said fuck our defense too. That was the worst defense in Bears history.
Mm,
This
yeah.
this is where we going down that road again.
I don't know. I got to keep an open eye. I got to keep an open eye. I got to keep an open mind. How this coaching staff is gonna move forward.
Yeah, keep an open mind until we see that it ain't shit. And then when it ain't shit, you can close your mind. You
Yep. And negative Nancy coming back.
can close your mind. When she's be like, oh yeah, they fucked up.
Yep.
We should have drafted somebody in the third round.
Negative Nancy will be back on the horizon.
We gonna see by by the middle of the season, was that third round pick worth it? Worth
Right on.
sacrificing for a tight end instead of a defensive lineman?
I think we'll be okay,
We gonna see.
especially offensively. I believe we'll be okay.
If he ain't playing, we wasted the pick. If he ain't contributing positively to the team, Roush, I'm speaking of, we wasted the pick.
Right.
If
Okay.
he's sitting back there developing, we wasted a pick.
Okay. I agree. But yeah, I agree. We'll see. We just have to wait and see.
Third
See what
round
it
picks,
develops,
dog.
see where it all goes.
Third round picks.
As long as he don't end up like Valus Jones, I'll be fine.
He ain't gonna play to end up like Valus.
Now,
You gotta see the
if he don't
film.
play, if he don't play, we got a problem. If
He
he
gonna
don't play
play.
at
He gonna
all, we
play
got
a
a
little
problem.
bit. I think he gonna play a little bit when 13 personnel. He gonna be out there. Injury, he
Mm,
gonna be out there. They wasted a third
right?
round pick. They gotta put him out there.
You better. We got enough. We got enough tight ends. I think we should have some on the practice squad too. But I believe we're gonna carry 4, and I believe these 4 is gonna they're gonna do some damage in the NFL this year, especially in the North.
Word. All right. Got anything else?
Nah, man, that's it. If you guys out there bleed blue and orange the way we do, y'all hit that like and subscribe for some extra bear content.
All right, J
Right
Mac.
on.
Appreciate you coming through, and until
I
I see
appreciate you
you
having me,
again,
my
man.
brother. Appreciate you having me. Let's do this again. Talk about some offensive linemen.
Word. I got you.
Right on. Right on.
All right, later, my brother.
For sure.